All right, we are going to talk about what we're doing today. So, first of all, we're going to start out with a bell work problem. And the bell work problem that we have is negative 3v minus 32 is less than or equal to 4v plus 24. So, we're going to start out by combining our like terms. We'll combine them on the left side. So, the negative 3v will bring negative 4v over because the 4 switches signs. Then the 24 on the right side calls over to the 32 and says, come over here, and it becomes plus 32. Then when we combine our v terms, we end up with negative 7v is less than or equal to, and then we add 24 and 32 together, and we get 56. To finish this off, we're going to divide both sides by negative 7, and we end up with v is greater than or equal to negative 8. And some of you might ask, well, why did we switch the direction of the arrow? And the reason we did that is because we flipped the sign when we divided by a negative 7. So that's what you need to watch out for when you're doing inequalities is if you divide or multiply by a negative number, be sure to flip the sign. And another thing I forgot to do is put an equal sign under there. Okay, so today we're talking about the triangle sum theorem, which basically means that the three angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So when you are given a triangle like this is the kind of problem we'll see today. You basically add up the three angles. And so we got x plus 36 plus 52, and all of that's going to equal 180 degrees. So then we'll combine what we know. So we're going to combine the 36 and the 52, and they combine to give you 88 degrees, and all of that equals 180. So now if I subtract 88 from both sides of the equation, I will find x. So 180 minus 88 is going to give me x equals, wait for it, 92 degrees. So there you go. So that's our third degree, which x up here would be 92 degrees. Okay, now they're not all going to be this easy. Some of them might be a little more complicated. This one isn't too bad. But we notice that one of our angles in that right-hand corner down at the bottom is a 90-degree angle. And so if I take that and I take 80 plus 50 plus 46 plus x, all of that's going to have to equal 180 degrees. And when I do that, I have to combine all of my numbers on the left side so that I know what they all add up to. And so if I do that, I'm going to have 90 plus 50, which equals 140. And 140 plus 46, that equals 186. So 186 plus x equals 180. And now I'm going to subtract 186 from both sides. And some of you may be a little nervous because I'm going to come up with a negative number. X equals negative 6. All right? So if x is negative 6, how can that be? I can't have a negative angle. Well, that isn't the actual angle. That is the number we need to finish finding the angle. So we come up here where the x is, and we do 46 plus negative 6, and that equals 40 degrees. So our actual angle up there is 40 degrees. So if they want the angle, you got to find the whole angle. If they just want x, you just have to find x. Okay, so here's another one. Remember the three corners or three angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to do 60 plus 50 plus 6x minus 2 equals 180 degrees. So I notice that 60 and 50 add up to 110. And then I have a minus 2 over there on the other side of 6x. So that's going to be 108 plus 6x equals 180. All right, subtract 108 from both sides of the equation, and you end up with 6x equals 72 degrees. So we got to show the math here. So 72. Now we divide both sides by 6. And if you're not sure your times tables, you might have to get your calculator handy and try that, but it ends up being 12. All right, so we take the 12 back over to the triangle. There's only one angle we really don't know the final answer to, and that is this one. So we do 6 times 12 minus 2. 6 times 12 is 72, and 72 subtract 2 equals 70 degrees. So that's our third angle. We have a 70-degree angle, a 60-degree angle, and a 50-degree angle, which combined adds up to 180 degrees. Okay, now we have another theorem that we're going to introduce called the exterior angle theorem. And it turns out that if you have two angles of a triangle like that, then those two angles added together equals the exterior angle on the outside of the triangle from the third angle that we don't know. So that would be a 140-degree angle. So that's pretty cool to know that that theorem works. So let's just using that simple little theorem, let's look at this one. We have the two angles on the opposite side of the triangle there, 96 plus 44. If I add those two together, I get a very friendly number of 110. So this question mark angle right here, that's a 110-degree angle. Now, we didn't ask you what the angle was across from it, but we could find it really easy because we know those two angles would add up to 180. All right, so what would angle X be in this case? So we're going to take the X and add together 52 and 58. 58 plus 52 does indeed equal to 110 degrees. All right, pretty easy so far. Let's see if we can get one that's a little more difficult. This is the kind that you'll see in ALEKS as well. So if you notice, these angles have a little more written in them than just a number or X plus 20 or something. So we're going to have to add all of the material together. So let's work our way around the triangle. 2x plus 20 plus 5x minus 21 plus 90. All of that is going to add up to 180 degrees. So now if I take the like terms, I'm going to highlight the like terms here. So I'm going to have 2x and 5x are the like terms. And if I combine those, sure enough, I get 2x plus 5x equals 7x. And then my 20, if I subtract 21, I get negative 1. And then negative 1 plus 90 would equal 89. So I've got 7x plus 89 equals 180 degrees. All right, so now I'm going to have to subtract 89 from both sides. And when I do that, I end up with 7x equals 180 minus 89, which is 91. Okay, now you look at that 91, you think, oh boy, does 7 go into 91? And you might stew about it for a minute, but yes, it turns out that 7 does go into 91. And how many times does it go in? Well, it goes in. Wait for it. Wait for it. It goes in. You know, I wasn't sure in my mind, and I didn't have my calculator handy, so we're going to do long division. So it goes in 13 times. So now we're not done yet, though. We got to take that 13 and put it back in for each of the x's up above. So Okay, so each of the x's up above. So when we put in 13, we end up with 2 times 13 plus 20, which equals 46. So angle C is a 46-degree angle. And up here we have 5 times 13 minus 21. So that ends up being 65 minus 21, which is going to be 44 degrees. All right, so now we've got our three numbers. So we go ahead and put them in. 44. Angle C is 46. And of course, angle E was a 90-degree angle. So there's our three angles. And so we're looking at this one right here. So there's where we came up with the 46 degrees right there. Okay, I think we've got one more problem to show you real quick, and then we'll be done. So this is the kind of problem you'll see in ALEKS as well. And so in this case, you actually have to type in the equation. Keep in mind that the one angle that I've highlighted here is a 90-degree angle. So to type in the equation, I just type it down what I have in each corner of that triangle. So 5x plus 13 plus 2x plus 40 or plus 28 plus 90 equals 180 degrees. And then you combine the like terms. And so the like terms happen to be 5x and 2x, so that's 7x. And then you have 13 and 28 and 90, which all adds up to 41 plus 90 equals 180. And then when you combine all of that, you end up with 7x equals 180 minus 90 is 90. And 90 minus 41 is going to equal 7x equals 49. And when you divide by 7, we get x equals 7. All right, and so then we go back to each of our angles, and we plug in that 7. So we got 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 28 ends up being 38, ends up being 42. And our last one up above there, our last one after we find, write down our 90-degree angle, of course. Angle K then is 5 times 7 plus 13. So 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 13 is equal to 48. So that's going to be our final angle. And there's how you do those problems. So there's a few of those on your assignment, and we get you started early so you'll have plenty of time to do those. So good luck, and thank you very much.